Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got another pair of Celebrations cards, which are going to be coming out, well, shockingly enough, in Celebrations. And if some of you are starting to think, well, hang on a second, Wassy, are they just revealing one regular card and one of the special set cards every week over on the Japanese website? And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is starting to look an awful lot like that is what's happening. The good news is these ones are exciting. Now remember, we're going to be looking two cards today. There is a Dialga, which is coming in the main set, and then a reprint of Garchomp C Lv.X, which is coming in the special set. Now over in Japan, remember, these are different. So in Japan, only the main cards will come in the main booster packs. There are then separate promo booster packs with one card in, and you get one promo booster per 4 regular boosters, and you get one of the promo cards in there. For us, they are going to be seeded into the just Celebrations packs. Over here, we just have Celebrations packs. We do not know what the pull rates are going to be in terms of the special set cards. We know there's 25 of them. We've seen a few of them so far. We don't actually know what the pull rates are going to be. I am desperately hoping that they are going to be one special card per Celebrations pack, but I honestly don't know. What I do know is if I'm buying a set which comes with 4 packs of Celebrations and getting like one of the 25 extra cards, I'm going to get bored of doing that stuff pretty gosh darned quickly. Hey ho, that's a question for another day. For now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at these new cards. So we are getting a reprint of Garchomp C Lv.X. This is the first Lv.X we've seen from this set. And basically, if you are a long-time fan of the Pokemon trading card game, you'll get it. You will understand exactly why Garchomp C Lv.X is such a big card and why Garchomp C Lv.X makes so much sense in terms of printing in this special set. It is very much one of, and I'm not exaggerating even a little bit here, one of the most important and iconic cards in the history of the Pokemon trading card game. If there was a Hall of Fame for Pokemon trading cards, this would be in it. It's huge. Now, this is an SP Pokemon, which is to say it is an owner's Pokemon. Now, in this case, we're talking about Cynthia, the champion, Garchomp C for Garchomp Champion, but there were also Elite Four, Gym Leader, Team Galactic, etc. Now, it's a Lv.X, but it goes on to Garchomp C. And Garchomp C, despite the fact that Garchomp is a Stage 2 Pokemon, Garchomp C is a basic. So you put it onto your basic Garchomp C to Lv.X it, and you keep everything that was on the Garchomp below it. You just gain everything on Garchomp C Lv.X, and you can only do this when you are in the active position. You got to be active to Lv.X, and this is huge. Now, interestingly enough, when Garchomp C came out initially, wasn't that great. Now, that's not to say it was a bad card. It's not a bad card. But when Garchomp C came out in Supreme Victors, it was alright, saw a bit of play, but wasn't the absolute dominating, meta-defining powerhouse it would become. What we needed was Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Specifically, what we needed was the reprint of Double Colorless Energy in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You see, Garchomp C Lv.X had the attack Dragon Rush, whereby you discarded 2 energy from Garchomp C, and then you chose one of your opponent's Pokemon and did 80 damage to that Pokemon. But we also had Energy Gain at the time. And Energy Gain was a tool that you attached to an SP Pokemon, and it reduced the cost of your attack by 1 colorless energy. So you would attach an Energy Gain, and then you could attach Double Colorless Hit for 80, attach Double Colorless Hit for 80. Now, as we look at this in 2021, that might not sound like a particularly impressive thing, and in a way it wouldn't be. Back then, oh lordy, this was good. Because one of the main draw engines we saw was Claydol. Claydol was phenomenal. You put 1 or 2 cards to the bottom of your deck and then drew till you had 6 cards in your hand. Also worth noting that Uxie was around at the time, and Uxie was again a phenomenal card that saw a phenomenal amount of play, because when you played it from your hand to your bench, you drew until you had 7 cards in your hand. It was great. And Garchomp would just pick these off the bench. And we didn't have 2 prizes, really, so it was all single prize attackers. So you're just sitting there just mopping up these single prizes. Plus, I showed you Garchomp C had 80 HP. And Garchomp C Lv.X had 110. So it wasn't exactly like you needed to do a huge amount of damage like you need to do nowadays. Garchomp C Lv.X wasn't good. It wasn't great. It was meta-defining. It was probably the best card for a couple of years straight. It was absolutely crazy, over-the-top great. Mostly played with Luxray Lv.X in the Luxchomp deck, with which Yuta Komatsuda did win the 2010 World Championships. But make no mistake about it, this was not the only way to actually go about playing this. This was just a phenomenal card, and if the aim of this special set is to reproduce some of the most iconic cards in the history of the Pokemon trading card game, it's great, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely great. But we have an actual new card coming in as well, and it is a new Dialga card. Now, this one is a proper card, quote unquote. It is going to be in the main celebration set. It has a regulation mark. It is legal for tournament play. You are going to be able to take this out and play with it, and fun times will be had by all. And stop me if you've heard this one before, ladies and gentlemen, but our translation does come from the lovely Antoine Boulet. So, what do we have? Well, we got 130 HP, which is, it's good. The 120-130 divide is real. Things like Rapid Strike Urshifu won't get a KO on the bench, so that's a cool thing. You've got a weakness to fire, which isn't terrible nowadays. Since Welder rotated out, that's a lot better. And a resistance to grass, so I'm loving the stats. Plus, you are a metal Pokemon, which means you can use Metal Saucer to accelerate energy. And you can use that Bronzong to move all of your energy around the field as you like. So, getting the energy on and around and all is pretty gosh darn good. Starting off with feeling good. Now, the first attack for 1 metal energy puts a card from your discard pile into your hand. That's it. 1 card from your discard pile into your hand. And I don't hate this attack, and I don't love this attack. This attack is fine. People who like playing these control, disruption, call them what you will decks, love attacks like this, where you can recover cards to reuse the most annoying cards in your deck. But the reality is, getting back 1 card per turn is rarely enough. 2 tends to be your kind of starting point for viable, awkward disruption decks. So with that borne in mind, it's fine, but it's a bonus. It's one of those, if you're playing Dialga anyway, it's turn 1, you've gone second, you don't have anything else to do, this is a good option. Or you have completely run out of boss's orders, but you literally cannot win the game without boss's orders. So you've got 1 turn to try and fix it. So you use that 1 turn to use Dialga to get your boss's orders back, so that you can then go ahead and win with said boss's orders. These are the kind of situations where this Dialga makes hay and wins games. It's not great. It's not a reason to play it, and getting 1 card back from the discard is frankly not going to lead to the next great disruption deck. It's just not. But as a lovely handy bonus, yeah. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. The reason to play Dialga is 3 metal energy, 60 damage, plus 20 more metal energy for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. And this is cool, but it takes a lot. Now, the good news is, I told you a moment ago, we've got that Bronzong. And that Bronzong's gonna be awesome. Because what you can now do is get your energy around the field, try and keep it there, etc., etc., and then you come in for the last turn of the game and just smash and take a giant KO with Dialga. That's what this is made for. But, let's say you want to take out a Pokemon V. You generally need to be hitting 220. Well, you're hitting 60 base, which means you need to hit an extra 160, which means 8 energy. And like I've said, that energy can be all around your field, and you move it over with Bronzong, and you can be accelerating extra energy with Metal Saucer, and let's not forget Zacian V is still very much a thing, that in the early game can help you get extra energy on the board with its Intrepid Sword ability. There's plenty of ways to get it out here, but trying to keep that much energy on the field and your Stage 1 Bronzong just for that end of the game big smash to win, I'm not saying it's not viable. I'm not saying it will never work, because it might be viable, and if you play it, it will work here and there. But I am questioning whether it's going to work often enough to actually make it worth it. Let's go ahead and give it 3 Wassies. Not bad, by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't see it as a card, even though it is legal and has a regulation mark, I don't see it as a card that's going to be making a particularly big impact. Though, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to be wrong. So as always, let me know what you think about this and about Garchomp coming back. And give me a Garchomp memory, yeah? If you were playing back then, you will have played with or against it many times. Give me a Garchomp memory. You want a Garchomp memory from me before we finish? At the 2011 National Championships, I played Speed Donphan. It's the favourite deck I ever played. I love that deck. It's an absolute beast. And I was playing in round 3, I want to say, sitting at 2-0, feeling pretty good, but desperately needing a win, and my opponent had a Garchomp active with an expert belt attached. It was the only Pokemon I couldn't KO, but I was down to my last Donphan. I had exactly 1 turn to take a prize. If I didn't take a prize, then I would get KO'd by Garchomp, and though that wouldn't win my opponent the game, it would run me out of Donphan, and it would be just a turn or 2 until they won. The good news is I played Regice in my deck, so that meant I could use Regice's ability to move Garchomp out of the active and then take a KO on literally whatever they put active. There we go. There's my Garchomp memory. I want to know your Garchomp memory in the comment section, so go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.